Stephen, congratulations on your appointment, head coach at Bolton Wanderers. What does that mean to you?
It means everything to me. It's a fantastic opportunity. I'm really grateful to be given this opportunity from Sharon and the ownership group. It's been a really enjoyable process to go through and get to know so many people at the club already. And yeah, I can't wait to get started.
Good man. A Northwest lad, of course, so you know all about Bolton Wanderers, don't you? The recent past and where we are currently.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a fantastic club, as you say, with a rich history. It's a club that isn't too far from where I grew up. So I've been here numerous times, and it's, as I say, it's a brilliant opportunity for me. It's a club that, as soon as I knew there was an opportunity for me to come here, I couldn't wait to get started. I was really excited about it, and I think the journey and the project that's here is something that, as I say, I can't wait to get involved with.
Yeah, you're gradually working your way back up the country from the southwest to the northwest. Is that nice sort of to be home on your home patch almost?
Yeah, it's nice to be up north, as I say. It's been an interesting career journey for me so far in my coaching career, and as I say, I'm now at a fantastic club, a club who I believe can go on and do great things this season and in the future.
In terms of your senior coaching career, really sort of began and took off at Bury at a time when you had promotion with Bury, of course, as they were leading towards their problems. At the time, Wanderers were having their own problems, so you've been sort of familiar with that story as well, I imagine, and seen where the club's been to and where it's coming back towards, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. I spoke this week with Sharon about that and saying, obviously, the situation that Bury were involved in wasn't too dissimilar to what Bolton Wanderers were involved in, so I kept an eye on it from that point of view, and unfortunately for Bury, it wasn't to be that the ownership the club was able to be saved, and obviously they're on their way back now. But yeah, it's the journey and where the club has came in then since 2019 to where it is now is remarkable. Sharon has played a huge part in that, and all of the ownership group who are involved, and obviously Ian has played a huge part in that as well. So it's a club I say I've kept an eye on, and so I'm just delighted to be here.
Yeah, you went to the other end of the country and had great success down there at Plymouth, but again, as is the way in football, our paths kept crossing, didn't they? We'll never forget that monsoon match, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was Wembley as well. So you've seen, again, plenty of Bolton in recent times.
Yeah, they've always been good games. They've always been entertaining. Two teams, two clubs who have, especially at Argyle, who played a very similar way. Obviously, the Wembley experience didn't go exactly how I wanted it to go, but I think even on that day I seen what this club was all about.
I was going to say, you saw Bolton at its best there and what the club can be about.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think both sets of fans that day were incredible, but say I knew the size and the stature of this football club, and it's like that. You only have to look in the stadium this season, the amount of season tickets that are being sold, and the fan base, the away end last weekend at Huddersfield. It's a huge fan base, and hopefully I can do them proud.
It was to Plymouth's credit and your credit that you bounced back from that. I think people thought you were going to have a wobble, but you went on to win the title that year, more than 100 points. That was obviously a proud achievement for yourself. It
was fantastic, and as I say, I think that day at Wembley inspired us, if you like. We didn't want it to be a deciding factor in our season. We felt we still had something to achieve, and we went on to win the league in what was a really competitive and a really interesting league to watch that season in League One. So having that experience of what it takes to get out of this division, I think, is something that's going to stand me in good stead in the future too. Absolutely,
that was another promotion on the CV. A little time at Stoke, obviously it didn't work out long term, but the record suggests equally it wasn't a bad time. Again, important learning curve and part of the process.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't exactly as I imagined. It wasn't what we spoke about and why I went there, but as I say, it's football, and it's all part of the journey. I've learned an awful lot from my 10 months at Stoke City, and I've also reflected over the last 3 or 4 months that I've been out of work, and as I say, I think I'm a better manager for that experience.
And I imagine you were itching to get back in, and the opportunities are arisen here, of course. And how do you see things at the minute? It's obviously not been a perfect first 2/3 of the season, but equally not disastrous. What do you feel you're walking into?
I'm walking into a group who have still got an awful lot to play for this season. It's not too often that you get given an opportunity like this where the team are 1 point outside the playoffs. So that's credit to what Ian done. Obviously, the start of this season, I know just before the change was made, that the results probably weren't going to the way that was to plan, but as I said before as well, it's football and things change, and I'm quite lucky to come into a group, as I say, that are in good form. The work this week that Julian and Andy and Andrew Tutt have done has been incredible. The lads have got 2 really good results this week, and hopefully we can go and get a 3rd good result at the weekend.
Right, so I suppose with any manager, any job, there'll be short and long-term targets, I imagine, aren't there? I mean, we obviously know what the short-term hope is, but obviously here for a long time, so things to do.
Absolutely, yes, things to do, and that's again another thing that stands out about this club. It's got a plan. There's a real stable environment behind the scenes. It's got a process in place, and I believe that the senior management team are going to be here to help support me and give us that best opportunity for us to be successful.
And you feel you're walking in with a good squad. I mean, we've got a couple of days left in the window. I'm sure there will be some business done, but again, you'll be familiar with most of the players here, if not all.
Yeah, I know probably all of the players, I know their strengths and weaknesses. It's a big squad. It's a squad that has got a huge potential. I think it's a squad that can be adaptable. It can play in different styles, different systems. But as I say, the majority of the players, and again, it's another thing that why it excites me, this job is the footballers. They can play good football and will play a style that isn't too dissimilar or unfamiliar than what I'm used to working with.
I was going to say, I'm going to use that awful football buzzword of philosophy. Can I ask you what yours is, or do you have to be flexible depending on situations and jobs that you take on?
Yeah, I think, as I say, it's a popular word, but I think the way I've always tried to coach, when I've been a head coach, what I want my teams to do first and foremost is to play with energy. I like to play fast and forwards, aggressive, front foot mentality type of teams, and that's what we've tried to do. All of the clubs we've worked for in my 7 years as a coach, all the fans have enjoyed watching the football, and I'm sure it'll be the same here.
I think that's key, isn't it? Fans at every club, that they pay their hard-earned money. They want to see their team win, but in an ideal world, they want to see them win nicely, and I'm sure you'll be trying to meet their demands.
Absolutely. I think that's what football for me is all about. Fans, pay to be entertained, and they also pay to see a team that's representing their club, give 100% effort every single game, and that's what we'll demand from the players, that they put in performances that the fans can appreciate and respect. So that'll be the message to the lads: go and be themselves, play with confidence, and yeah, hopefully we can get a few results on the board and keep this season going in the way that we want it to go and achieve the objectives that the club are desperate to do. Yeah,
just finally, you're going to hit the ground running on Saturday. You're going to be in the dugout, and hats off to you for that. Sometimes managers say, I'll watch the first one from the stand, but you're going to roll your sleeves up and get stuck in straight away?
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, I've watched this week, obviously both games. It's been discussions ongoing for a long time, as these things tend to do, and so yeah, I've done as much homework as possible on the next opponent, on Reading. And as I said before, I want to really congratulate Julian and Andrew and Andy and Andrew for the work they've done this week. I think it's important that they come with us at the weekend, because the players have responded brilliantly to them this week, so they're going to come with us to Reading.
I was going to say, just on brass tacks and logistics, they'll be part of the team on Saturday.
Yeah, they're going to be part of the team at the weekend. I think that's important for us. And yeah, we give ourselves the best opportunity to go and get a good result down there.
And will you bring staff in due course? I mean, that's the plan, I presume, and things will slot into place, and we'll get going from there. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I think that all them details have not been finalised as yet, but yeah, I will be adding some other members to the first team coaching staff. And yeah, I'm sure they'll work hard, and they're relishing the opportunity to represent this great club as well. Yeah,
last word, you've spoken really well, really nicely. We've got a view out over the pitch in the stadium here. We're away first on Saturday, but looking forward to getting started here.
Yeah, it's not a bad office, is it? It's fantastic. It's always been a stadium that I've loved coming to, whether it be as a fan, as a coach, as a player. It's incredible, and the facilities here and the ceiling, and as I say, where this club can get to, there's no limit. So I'm really excited, and I can't wait to get going.